As I sit here, reflecting on the journey that brought me to this moment, I can't help but smile. It feels surreal to think about how far I've come, how much I've grown, and how one person can change everything. My name is Alara, and this is my story. I've always been a dreamer, lost in my thoughts, imagining a world beyond the confines of my small town, Willow Creek. Known for my vibrant spirit and warm smile, I carried a heart burdened by unspoken fears and hidden desires. The weight of expectations and the fear of vulnerability stifled my dreams, leaving me longing for someone who could see beyond my facade. Then, one crisp autumn evening, everything changed. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple when I met him. Liam. He was new in town, a traveler with a curious spirit and a gentle demeanor. Our paths crossed at a local cafe, where we shared stories over steaming cups of coffee. From that very first moment, there was an instant connection, a spark that ignited something deep within me. I still remember the first time I saw him. He walked into the cafe, and my heart skipped a beat. I was so taken aback by his presence that I let out a small scream, a mix of surprise and excitement. The moment felt surreal, and I could feel my cheeks flush with embarrassment. But instead of retreating, I found myself smiling uncontrollably. There was something about him that made me feel alive, and I didn't want to stop him from coming closer. As days turned into weeks, our friendship blossomed. Liam had a way of drawing me out of my shell, encouraging me to share my dreams and fears. He listened intently, his eyes reflecting understanding and compassion. With each conversation, I felt a sense of liberation, as if the walls I had built around my heart were slowly crumbling. One evening, under a canopy of stars, I found myself sitting on a park bench beside him. The air was filled with the scent of fallen leaves, and the world felt suspended in time. It was then that I decided to take a leap of faith. I've never let anyone in like this before, I confessed, my voice barely above a whisper. I've always been afraid of being vulnerable. Liam turned to me, his gaze steady and reassuring. It's okay to be afraid, Alara, but sometimes allowing someone to come inside you, into your heart and mind, can be the most beautiful experience. His words resonated within me, echoing the truth I had long buried. With a deep breath, I opened up about my fears, my dreams, and the weight of expectations that had held me captive for so long. I spoke of my desire to travel, to create art, and to live a life unbound by the limitations I had imposed on myself. As I shared my innermost thoughts, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. It was as if a heavy burden had been lifted, and for the first time, I felt seen and understood. Liam listened without judgment, his presence a comforting balm to my wounded spirit. In that moment of vulnerability, something shifted between us. I realized that allowing Liam to come inside me, into my heart, was not just about sharing my fears. It was about embracing the possibility of love and connection. A warmth spread through me, igniting a spark of hope. As the weeks passed, our bond deepened. I found myself exploring new horizons, both within myself and in the world around me. With Liam by my side, I ventured into art classes, attended poetry readings, and even took spontaneous road trips to nearby towns. Each experience was a step toward reclaiming my dreams. One evening, as we stood on a hill overlooking the town, the sky ablaze with the colors of sunset, I turned to Liam. "Thank you for helping me find my voice," I said, my heart swelling with gratitude. "You've shown me that it's okay to be vulnerable." He smiled, his eyes sparkling with warmth. "You've always had that voice within you, Alara. I just helped you uncover it." As the stars began to twinkle above, I felt a shift in the air, a magnetic pull between us. The chemistry that had been building over the weeks was undeniable, I took a step closer, my heart racing. Liam, I feel something more than friendship between us. He reached out, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear, his touch sending shivers down my spine. I feel it too, he admitted, his voice low and sincere. In that moment, I made a choice. I wanted to explore this connection fully, to allow him to come inside me. Not just emotionally, but in every way that felt right. It was a leap of faith, a surrender to the feelings that had blossomed between us. Would you like to come back to my place? I asked, my voice steady despite the flutter of nerves in my stomach. Liam's eyes widened with surprise and delight. I would love that. As we walked back to my home, the air crackled with anticipation. Each step felt electric, charged with the promise of what was to come. Once inside, I felt a rush of excitement mixed with vulnerability. I stood close, the world outside fading away as we locked eyes, the unspoken words hanging in the air. With a gentle touch, Liam cupped my face, leaning in to kiss me softly. The kiss was tender, igniting a warmth that spread through me like wildfire. I could feel the world outside fading away, leaving just the two of us in this intimate moment. Tell me what you want, he whispered, his breath warm against my skin, sending shivers down my spine. I want to feel close to you, I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. I want to share this moment with you. With those words, we moved together in a rhythm that felt both natural and right. As our lips met again, I felt a sense of liberation wash over me. I had spent so long building walls around my heart, but with Liam, those walls crumbled effortlessly. As we explored each other, our hands mapping the contours of skin and muscle, I felt alive. Every touch ignited a spark within me, awakening desires I had long kept dormant. Liam's hands were gentle yet firm, guiding me as we navigated this new territory together. We decided to take a bath together, the warm water enveloping us like a comforting embrace. The bathroom was filled with the soft glow of candlelight, creating a serene atmosphere. As we settled into the tub, I felt the tension of the day melting away. The intimacy of the moment was palpable, and I couldn't help but admire the way the candlelight danced across Liam's features. As we washed each other, I felt a rush of warmth and connection. His kisses trailed down my neck, sending shivers down my spine. I closed my eyes, losing myself in the sensations, feeling cherished and desired. Your skin is so soft, he murmured, his voice low and sincere. I could get lost in this moment forever. With each kiss, I felt more and more at home in my own skin. I reached out, running my fingers through his hair, encouraging him to explore further. The intimacy of the moment deepened, and I felt a sense of freedom in allowing myself to be vulnerable with him. As the warmth of the water surrounded us, I felt a wave of desire wash over me. I wanted to embrace this connection fully, to explore every part of our bond. With a gentle touch, I guided him closer, feeling the heat between us intensify. Liam, I breathed, my voice filled with longing. I want to feel you. He looked into my eyes, his expression filled with understanding and desire. Then let's explore this together. In that intimate space, I realized that this was more than just a physical act. It was a celebration of trust, vulnerability, and love. With Liam, I felt free to explore every part of myself, to express my deepest desires without fear. As we moved together, I felt a profound sense of belonging. I had opened my heart to love, and in doing so, I had discovered a new part of myself, one that was unafraid to embrace desire and intimacy. Together, we were creating a beautiful tapestry of connection, one that would carry us forward into whatever adventures awaited us. In the days that followed, our connection deepened even further. We shared laughter, dreams, and quiet moments that felt like eternity. Liam encouraged me to pursue my passions, to paint and create, to express myself in ways I had long forgotten. He became my muse, inspiring me to see the world through a lens of possibility. As winter turned to spring, we began to plan our first adventure together. We talked about visiting art galleries in the city, exploring the coast, and even taking a road trip to the mountains. The thought of experiencing these moments with Liam filled me with excitement and anticipation. Finally, the day arrived. We stood outside my home, bags in hand, the crisp air invigorating our spirits. With a shared glance, we knew we were embarking on a journey that would not only take us to new places, but also deepen the bond we had created. As we drove away, I felt a sense of freedom. If you enjoyed this journey of connection and intimacy, please subscribe for more heartfelt stories. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback in the comments below.